Hey guys, I want to show you a really powerful tool called Pear Deck. Pear Deck allows teachers to create interactive lessons for you so you can learn about something and then also get some feedback. So the lesson will be assigned on Google Classroom. So here's an example of one. So it's been assigned to me. I'm just going to click on the link. Just ask me how I'm doing. I'm doing okay today. And it's going to launch your personal little session in Pear Deck. What's great about this is you can go at your own speed. So it does different things. So first it could give you a question, and then you have a multiple choice answer. So what does a carnivore eat? I'm going to say animals. And the bottom left, I can move to the next slide. So I see here in the center on slide 1 of 6. So I can go to the next slide. I can also write responses. How are carnivores and herbivores different? I'll say they eat different things. I could add another response if I wanted to. I don't need to click submit at all. It's already saved automatically. Some slides, maybe your teacher doesn't want to ask a question. They're just going to give you information. And if you see this icon at the top, audio included, that means that your teacher recorded their voice saying something. So you want to check that out to get all the information. On the bottom right, you'll see this little icon that shows a book with a little speaker. I'm going to click on that. And it's going to launch something called Immersive Reader. This is a really cool tool. If you want this read out loud, you would click on this icon here.
Omnivores are animals that eat both plants and animals.
And I could even change the speed. So maybe it's going too fast for me. I can make it slower. Could change the gender of the voice speaking. I can do more stuff. If I click top right here with the little A's, I can change the size of the text. I can change the font. If I want, I could see how many syllables are in each word to help me pronounce it. I could highlight what are the nouns, what are the verbs, what are the adjectives. And here under reading preferences, I could change the language. Let's say my native language is not English, it's Filipino. So I'll find the language, I already picked Filipino, and I click the word document, and now the whole thing is translated into Filipino. And I could, at the top, flip between the original and Filipino. So that's really helpful for people who have maybe bad eyesight or need things read out loud or things translated. It's very, very helpful. Go to the next slide. And instruction says circle the herbivore. So I can pick all these different colors, these tools. There's a highlighter tool, an eraser, a text tool, and I'm going to circle the herbivore. I'm going to do it wrong, just so you can see why. Let's say I said that this is the herbivore. I know it's not, but let's just say I thought that. Okay, the next slide. And here are these little icons we can drag along. It says put the red triangle on the animal, put the blue circle on the plant, and put the purple hexagon on the purple, on the mushroom, it says. Cool, so I can drag things around. And then it might also link to websites. So the instructions say, read the first paragraph. Like, okay, this is a little article about fungi. So I'm reading it. Nothing for me to submit, just says to read. You'll notice at the bottom it says slide 6 of 6, so we're done. So I do not need to click a submit button or anything. It's actually all saved. So if I wanted, I could go back and change my answers if I wanted to. And once I'm done, I would just log out. Now I'm going to show you the teacher view. So just so you're aware, I can actually look at all the responses. So I saw my students, that's me, and I can see the responses. So I can see, oh, this student said animals, that's correct. But maybe I want to give some feedback. The question was, how are carnivores and herbivores different? I want to give some feedback. It said they eat different things. Be more specific. What different things do they eat? And I'll send that feedback. And maybe I'm looking through some more. I saw this said circle herbivore, right? And so I'll probably give some feedback here as well, right? So I'll say, actually, the rabbit is the herbivore because it eats plants. And I'll send that feedback. Now I want to go quickly back to the student version that I was just working on. And now something, if I were to reopen my Pear Deck session, and this is unique to me, so other people opening the same link will get different ones because they signed into different Midwood accounts. And you have to make sure you're on your Midwood email. I see this little icon that says new feedback. And so I see, oh, my teacher gave me different feedback. So I'll go to this slide, and I'm seeing the feedback they gave me. So, oh, be more specific. Ah, okay. So now I'm aware that I wasn't answering that question correctly. And I could mark as read, so my teacher knows I read this feedback. Now it's going to be up to your teacher how they want to give you feedback. There are different ways to do it. So they may do it directly in Pear Deck. If I were to do that, I would go to the assignment in Google Classroom, and I'd write, I gave you feedback, or check the feedback, so you can go back and look. Or if some teachers may prefer to just directly write their feedback, like you mixed up herbivores and carnivores. So make sure you check with your teacher to be aware of how they will be giving you feedback.